जय गुरुदेव। जय गुरुदेव मणिअण्णा। जय गुरुदेव अमरीश।
जय गुरुदेव।
जय गुरुदेव।
श्री श्री गुरु ग्रेस स्टोरी चैनल पे आप सबका फिर से स्वागत है। दुनिया भर से
थैंक यू।
इस चैनल पे लोग एंजॉय कर रहे हैं। मैं कहना चाहूंगा मणिअण्णा, आपने जो गुरु स्टोरी शेयर की थी, किस तरह से कंपोजिशंस आपके हुए थे, यू हैड शेयर दैट आल्सो। सो पीपल फ्रॉम 52 कंट्रीज गॉट इंस्पायर्ड बाय योर शेयरिंग। तो आज का ये जो सेशन है, टुडेज सेशन इज अबाउट आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग satsang and what are the best practices to follow for conducting a very good art of living satsang. So हमारे पास आज दो गेस्ट है, तो एक को होस्ट भी है, गेस्ट भी है, अमरीश अमरीश केरकर। और अमरीश
जय
केरकर
गुरुदेव।
सुमेरु संध्या के सिंगर है। 2013 में आई थिंक हमने उन्हें इनवाइट किया था हमारे सिटी में, ताकि वो हमारे सिटी के जितने भी सिंगर से उनका एक सेशन ले, टू कंडक्ट अ सेशन ऑन हाउ टू कंडक्ट पब्लिक सत्संग्स, आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग पब्लिक सत्संग्स. You must have observed there is a big difference how art of living conducts our satsangs and how other organizations or bhajan sandhya happens. तो इतना सुंदर तरीके से अमरीश ने उसको लिया था सेशन कि हमको बहुत अच्छा लगा था। और अमरीश जैसे मैक्सिमम सिंगर्स ने, आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग सत्संग ऑर्गेनाइजर्स ने जिनसे सीखा है, डॉक्टर मणिकंठन जी भी हमारे साथ है। डॉक्टर मणिकंठन जी, आपका भी बहुत बहुत स्वागत है इस चैनल पे वापस।
जय गुरुदेव।
सो आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग ने की जो आलाप एकेडमी है, उन्होंने एक इनिशिएटिव लिया है, आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग एकेडमी ऑफ परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट्स। इन्होंने एक इनिशिएटिव शुरू किया है कि किस तरह से हम, जो हमारे सत्संग की जो टीम है पूरे विश्व भर में, उनको हम किस तरह से बेटर कर सकते हैं, उनको किस तरह से फाइन ट्यून कर सकते हैं, how we can fine tune our satsang teams around the world. So for that, I'll request all of you, this session is going to be very interesting, to share this on maximum WhatsApp groups of Art of Living WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups also, so that maximum people can be benefited. So बहुत सारा क्वेश्चन आंसर होगा, आप सबके क्वेश्चंस भी लिए जाएंगे। थोड़ा इंग्लिश हिंदी मिक्स करेंगे क्योंकि इंडियन क्राउड भी काफी है एंड वी आल्सो हैव इंटरनेशनल क्राउड। सबसे पहले मैं अमरीश को पूछना चाहूंगा। अमरीश, हमने याद है 2013 में प्रोग्राम किया था सत्संग का पूरा किस तरह से करते हैं, फंडामेंटल्स ऑफ आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग सत्संग। तो व्हाट इज दैट प्रोग्राम? अच्छा, जितने लोग देख रहे हैं मैं सबको कहूंगा, आलाप की तरफ से ये प्रोग्राम सबको ऑफर किया जा रहा है यूट्यूब चैनल पे, और आलाप के पेज पे फ्री इस तरह से कई सारे इंटरैक्टिव सेशंस भी होंगे। अमरीश भी जो फंडामेंटल, जो बेसिक प्रोग्राम है उसको लेने वाला है, एंड डॉक्टर मणिकंठन जी इज आल्सो गोइंग टू कंडक्ट training for people who really want to learn, who intensely want to do this sadhana to be a good satsang singer for a longer duration. That training will be there with Amrish. It's a weekend session. So Amrish, what is that training about, and what difference do you see कि अपना नॉर्मल जो बाहर भजन संध्या होते हैं, आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग सत्संग होते हैं, तो किस तरह से होते हैं?
सो इट इज वेरी ऑब्वियस, नहीं? इनफैक्ट मेरा भी एक्सपीरियंस यही था कि आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग सत्संग में कुछ तो अलग बात होती है, मतलब वो एक्सपीरियंस ही अलग होता है। एंड वो क्या अलग होता है, जब मैंने पहली बार मणिअण्णा को सुना था, और तो मुझे तो कुछ अलग ही लगा था कि नॉर्मली मैं भजन तो सुनता हूँ और सुने हुए हैं, सत्संग प्रोग्राम्स भी अटेंड किए हुए हैं, लेकिन इस पर्टिकुलर माहौल में, इस पर्टिकुलर इवेंट में कुछ अलग ही एक्सपीरियंस है। तो मुझे उसमें इन डेप्थ घुसने का मैंने तय कर लिया कि मुझे अभी ये इसमें जानना है कि ये आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग सत्संग में क्या करते हैं अलग से। और मुझे नहीं पता था कि मैं गा सकता हूँ, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल। तो शुरुआत मेरी वहां से हुई कि सत्संग करना है तो सबसे पहले गाने आना चाहिए। So after my advanced course I started, I attempted singing, and by Guru's grace वो अच्छा लगा सबको। And then from there I started exploring different points in that. तो मेरी जैसे जर्नी होती गई, मैंने लोगों से सीखता गया, इनसे सीखता गया, तो ये मेरे गुरुजन हैं। तो इनसे मैं सीख के I noted down few points, I experimented on that, I implemented those points and I saw results. तो उस तरह से I've framed a program so that it will help many singers are there who want to conduct satsang. So singing is one part, but conducting a satsang is altogether a different thing. आपको खुद के मन को संभालना होता है, आपको पूरे क्राउड के मन को संभालना होता है, आपको माइक्रो से लेकर के मैक्रो तक सब कुछ हैंडल करना होता है, एंड विद दैट सेंटर्ड स्टेट ऑफ माइंड. और उसमें बहुत सारे टेक्निकलिटीज होते हैं, तो सिस्टम होता है, टाइमिंग्स होते हैं, फॉर्मेशन होता है. तो ये सारी चीजें जो बातें हैं, उसमें किस तरह से उसको एक ट्रेनिंग मॉडल की तरह इसको डिजाइन करके इसको प्रेजेंट करें, ये मैं सोचने लग गया. एंड देन आई केम अप विद दिस आइडिया दैट वी शुड हैव दिस काइंड ऑफ एन वर्कशॉप फॉर दिस सिंगर्स. तो उनको पूरा कई लोग सिंगर्स जा नहीं पाते, सब जगह अटेंड नहीं कर पाते प्रोग्राम्स, विशालाक्षी मंडप नहीं जा पाते, बट उनको अगर ये इंफॉर्मेशन भी मिल जाए और वो इम्प्लीमेंट करना शुरू करे, सो इट विल डू गुड टू नॉट ओनली देम बट द चैप्टर, एंड अल्टीमेटली हम देखेंगे कि कोर्सेज बढ़ेंगे, लोगों को सत्संग में आने के लिए और बढ़ेगी. और मैंने ये ऑब्जर्व किया है, जब मैं सत्संग कंडक्ट करता था तो बहुत मिनिमम रिसोर्सेस हुआ करते थे. डोंबिवली में मैंने शुरू किया था सत्संग करना, और आई यूज्ड टू डू सत्संग ऑलमोस्ट एवरी डे. मतलब मैं साइकिल पे, मेरा ढोलक बैग था एक, वो लेके मैं साइकिल पे चले जाता था जहाँ भी सत्संग होगा वहाँ पे. और कई जगह मुझे बुलाते थे, कई जगह मुझे नहीं बुलाते, तो मैं पहुँच जाता था सत्संग करने के लिए. बट रिजल्ट मैंने क्या देखा पता है, कोर्सेस, वहाँ के जो लोकल कोर्सेस थे ना, वो बढ़े वहाँ के. तो ये इम्पैक्ट होता है सत्संग का. लेकिन उसको अगर एक अच्छे ढंग से करे, एक पर्टिकुलर फॉर्मेट से करे. और मैं आई वॉज ब्लेस्ड टू हैव मनी अन्ना विथ मी टू गाइड मी. मेरा हाथ पकड़ के उन्होंने सत्संग का मुझे ट्रेनिंग दिया है, और इतने सालों का उनकी जो साधना थी वो मेरे पे उन्होंने ट्रस्ट रख के मुझ पर पास ऑन की. और मुझे जो बातें ऐसी बताई उन्होंने, जो मैंने सत्संग में जैसे जैसे इम्प्लीमेंट करना शुरू कर दिया, मुझे तुरंत उसका रिजल्ट मिल गया. सो this is how a framed, now it is framed properly and it is in a structured way
Very
that
nice, Amrish.
anybody can learn. Those who are sincere seekers, they can learn. Who wants to
Yeah.
contribute to the society through their singing, they can learn. Yeah.
मणियान्ना, गुरुदेव ने आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग के साधकों के लिए 3 स्तंभ कहे हैं, पाया, उनका जो फंडामेंट, जो फाउंडेशन उसको स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए. वन इज साधना, अनदर इज सेवा, एंड थर्ड इज सत्संग. सो ये रिक्शा के 3 टायर का जो एक व्हील है वो है सत्संग, सो विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. You know, it's a very delicate balance when you're balancing on 3 wheels, and one is satsang. Most of us sadhaks, I feel sometimes when my mind is caught up somewhere, it is disturbed somewhere, sadhana is not helping, knowledge I don't want to listen to, and I just go in satsang, and that's because of that energy, that spiritual elevation. Somehow again your mind gets that energy and you feel so positive. You have also planned a program around it, and you said that you only want sincerely practicing people for it. So what is art of living satsang for you, and what people can expect when they join the program? Before we go ahead with many other questions, I would like to know this from
In simple words, I would rather say, if I have lost myself, I find myself in satsang. If I'm lost for myself, I find myself in satsang, because it's like a home. Satsang is the home. Maybe you are also like that. That's why you are sharing the similar things. When you are not interested in anything, even sadhana and knowledge, everything like looks something which is not practical or not very appealing to you, satsang definitely does. Satsang is the home. Gurudev has said something very nice about satsang. Satsang is the nest where you can rest. So no better explanation about satsang. I find myself fully participating in the whole day. The days are different. Some things goes up, some things goes down. Some things are in our hands, we believe. Some things are not in our hands, we understand, recognize. Then just go and sit in the satsang. You might not even feel like going to satsang, but once you go there, that's it. End of the story. The day is made.
Yeah. So let's take this discussion forward. So there are some questions we have received. So there is what these WhatsApp groups we have created. Actually, this whole thing came up. Manianna, this platform, it is watched by many people around the world. So we offered this platform to our Art of Living singers that they can come on the platform and contribute with a bhajan. But then when many people they submitted their entries, even I realized that they need to know that performance is different and art of living satsang is different. इट्स वो फीलिंग लेवल ही अलग है दोनों में. जब आप गाते हो, जब विक्रम भैया गाते हैं, जब अमरीश गाते हैं, जब हम सब गाते हैं और कोई परफॉर्मर आके गाता है, वही सॉन्ग शायद बेटर सुरों में गाता है, वो फील नहीं आता, ऐसे मुझे लगता है. It's not about the known and unknown faces, but there is some secret ingredient in art of living satsang, and there is a way to conduct art of living satsang. So I felt that there should be a training program around it. So I requested Manianna also. He was already planning it. Amrish already, we had invited him many times for such programs, so we thought we should launch it with Alap. So Amrish agreed, and Manianna facilitated the whole thing. तो पहला मेरा क्वेश्चन मणिअन्ना से यही है, डॉक्टर मणिकंठन जी से यही है, which is again from many viewers, all those who are part of WhatsApp groups. What is the difference between art of living and general popular bhajan sandhyas? What is so special in art of living satsang? And there are so many different flavors of art of living satsang. There are rock satsangs, Krishna Govinda, and there is this whole band which is doing rock satsang. There are melodious satsang. There are people who make people dance. There are people who make people meditate. Chantings happen. Kabir dohas happen. Everything goes in art of living satsang. So there are different flavors of the satsang, but it finally concludes with that beautiful space of devotion and beautiful secured space of devotion. So what is the secret ingredient and what is art of living doing different than other organizations? Manian.
You said it almost. You say satsang and performance and the differentiation between those two and all. It could be a little controversial if I maybe contradictory. If it is like if I say performance is outside satsang, no, there is a performance element in satsang also. But what is the purpose of your performance? The purpose is different. It's not just the action. The purpose is different. Are you looking for some loud applause and people coming to you and praising you and all? Then that is not the purpose of satsang. This is one lesson that I've got from Gurudev directly. Don't worry what people are talking about your satsang. Or rather, he put it this way, don't get carried away by the praises of the people. which was one of the best lessons that I have got. So I stay in satsang even now. Otherwise, I would have gone to some other place where, like normally people go for the shows and things like that. I also like to go for shows. I also like to be a part of the shows and performances. But I have to keep this in my mind. The purpose is not the nice words that you are going to receive after you complete the satsang or after you complete the song. If you are not part of the song, if you are not part of the audience, if you are not enjoying what is happening there in the moment through you, then the purpose is not served. If you are not getting the drops of tears in your eyes, then your satsang is not serving its purpose. So that is the main difference I can say between the satsangs that I was not a regular satsangi before Art of Living, because what I didn't feel at home there. Simply to put it into simple words, I didn't feel at home there because I thought maybe it's not for my purpose. I'm not looking for like getting some extra boon from the divine by praising the names and singing loud, and with a long face without any trace of energy on their faces, and very very boring, monotonous, keep repeating the same thing again and again. People go into frenzies and things like that. But then I attended a satsang in Art of Living, which was not conducted by a good singer. I know, because I was already into music before Art of Living also. But from childhood itself, I was into music, learning music, classical music, and things like that. So I knew the singer is not very good, but there was something that I could not explain, and I was curious. What binds me there? What I was not experiencing from the satsangs outside? There is something else in that. You know what I did? I kept on attending the satsangs for 6 months continuously without missing even one Thursday. So every Thursday, our center in Trivandrum, where I did the course way back in 90s, they had satsangs every Thursday. So the Thursdays were something that I was looking forward into experiencing. So there I sat at the back row for 6 months. Imagine the frustration that I have when the non-singers lead the satsang and I have to sit at the back. I could have gone to the front row. I could have gone to the front row and could have told them, see, I'm a singer. You give me a chance, I will sing. No, that was not the purpose of my going to satsang. I first became a satsangi, then became a singer. By chance, I became a satsang singer because there was a requirement, and somebody else who knew me said, this person is not somebody who has to sit in the back row. He has to come to the front row. That's how I started singing. And then once I started singing, there was no going back. People didn't leave me because it's not because I was a good singer. I was an excellent satsang leader or anything. I didn't understand anything about satsang leading or anything. But what I felt at the back row, I was trying to reproduce the same in the front row in me. If that does not happen as a retrospection, then I would rather say you sit at the back row more often and then see for yourself what it is like. So the purpose was not a performance. In my case, it was a natural transition from the satsang listener or the participant to the front row singer. It was a natural transition which happened one moment after 6 months, just suddenly. Because my investment was being there, being a part of it, and enjoying it. So I had a passion for that. I had a passion for satsang. So if you have a passion for attending satsangs and being in satsang without singing or leading a song, that is what is going to make you a good singer, a satsang leader. That passion has to be there.
When Amrish was sharing the same thing to me, in fact, and you later also pointed out this to Amrish. Amrish, तू बता रहा था ना वो इच्छा नहीं होती है तो चांस मिलता है. You were saying, no? बताओ थोड़ा.
So, Manina, if you remember, I came to ashram in 2006, and initially when I came to ashram, I was not singing. I used to sit with the dholak, and one day when Bhanuma had come, and then she saw me because she had heard me singing in Rishikesh during the Guru Puja phase 1. And then she called me towards that singing section, and then she asked me to sing a song, and that's how. So right from the beginning, I was not having that craving or anything that I want to sing in Vishalakshmi Mandap, or I want to perform here and like that. I was so happy just being there and contributing in whichever way I can. So that space itself gave me that chance to sing over there and start conducting bhajans and satsangs in Vishalakshmi Mandap, which was a big thing for me. And then how you took me forward from there, took me to the next level. It was.
I don't know if you remember, Amrish. I remember something when you were taking dholak as a choice for being in the satsang, an option between dholak and singing one day. One day I told you, don't play dholak. You are a singer. I told you, I remember that.
Yes. That's what.
Because dholak
Yes.
gives you an excuse. Dholak will give you an excuse not to sing. Don't use it as an excuse. Start singing regularly. I told you, I remember that. Yeah.
Because even I have
I think
Because I
at one
saw
point.
some spark.
वेरी
Yes.
नाइस. आई
Yeah.
थिंक यही डिफरेंस है, जो वो स्टोरी भी हम सुनते हैं ना कि अकबर पूछता है तानसेन से कि तू इतना आप इतने सुंदर गाते हो, तो तानसेन कहता है मेरे गुरु मेरे से ज्यादा सुंदर गाते हैं. दोनों जब जाके देखते हैं, सही
Absolutely.
में गुरु बहुत सुंदर गाते होते हैं. तो तानसेन को
Yes.
वो अकबर पूछते हैं कि क्या
What is the
डिफरेंस है, वो
difference?
बोलता है कि मैं आई सिंग फॉर बादशाह एंड ही सिंग्स फॉर द लॉर्ड. मैं आपके लिए गाता हूँ, वो उनके लिए गाता है. तो आई थिंक ये बहुत जो
Correct.
ये जीने का मौका आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग सत्संग सिंगर को मिलता है, ये अनुभव करने का मौका.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
तानसेन के गुरु हरिदास जी है, स्वामी हरिदास जी, वो जो जी रहे थे. और मैंने
Hmm.
सुना है कि एक बहुत पॉपुलर सिंगर है, वो गुरुदेव के सामने जब गाना उन्होंने प्रस्तुत किया अपना, तो उन्होंने भी यही कहा कि आज आपके सामने गाने का मौका मिला, आज ऐसा लगा कि परमेश्वर के सामने गा लिया.
Hmm.
So next question, I think Amrish, would you like to ask the
Yeah.
next question?
Manina,
Yeah.
I am actually curious about this right from the beginning, but I actually didn't get chance to ask this for so many years. Manina,
Hmm.
satsang, art of living satsang का शुरुआत कैसे हुआ? मतलब how was the beginning of these art of living satsangs? Because
I have only
I
heard from
at the
Bhanu Didi.
stage. Hmm.
I've only heard from Bhanu Didi. It was like long time back, before I even much before I came, maybe 10 years before I came. Bhanu Didi on a program was just enjoying Gurudev's talk and just being there as one among the audience. Suddenly Guruji ने इशारा किया उनको, come. So Bhanu Didi naturally would have thought he wants some water bottle where it is kept, or tissue paper or something. She was traveling as a disciple with him outside somewhere abroad. Then suddenly उन्होंने बोला बैठो स्टेज पे. Then he asked for a mic for her. She was getting all nervous. She never used to give a public talk or singing or something. Then suddenly Gurudev said, sing. So the satsang started like that.
Oh.
You can just imagine the beautiful, the beginning of satsang. That is the informalness that our satsangs have. This is one aspect, one unique aspect of art of living satsangs. And Gurudev says it also. Don't worry about your voice or your pitch or your rhythm. If you are in satsang, sing loud, clap your hands and sing loud. If you want to keep your eyes closed, sing. Not to the singers, okay? Not to the lead singers. To the people who hesitate to participate in satsangs, he tells it. So this is the informal atmosphere that is there in the satsang. It's already there. You just need to plug in. It is already there. You don't need to bring it from anything, from your actions or anything. That informal, homely atmosphere is there. So this is how it started. That's what I've heard. I've heard it from Bhanu Didi only. Few times she shares these stories then. And when I came here, maybe that is one thing. Like I felt at home. After 6 months, maybe after 6 months of my first satsang, I met Gurudev in Trivandrum. I was living there. Then the next day I came to the ashram for an advanced course, because advanced courses were happening only in the ashrams those days, in 90s. There were no many teachers, only 1 or 2 teachers were there other than Gurudev. They used to conduct them. So I came here. I felt satsang once again. I felt so nice here. That got me. So this is my impression about satsang actually. My feeling as a participant in satsang is my impression. So whatever I do, I would unconsciously or subconsciously try to match with that feeling that I have received as a newcomer. If that is not provided, I would not like my singing itself. I would say बहुत boring था आज का singing. It may not be the singing, but the satsang, it's just the play of the mind and intellect and things like that. No, in there, if you are not allowing the present moment to dawn in you, these are the things that the clogging things, mind becomes a hindrance for you to be a part of it. So those days I say, बहुत खराब लग रहा है, आज सत्संग नहीं हुआ. This sometimes it happens because of so many things, not just your own reasons, so many things.
बढ़िया ना, जैसे आपने अभी कहा, तो मैं यही पूछना चाहूंगा कि पहले जो सत्संग होता था, अभी जो सत्संग होता है, उसमें क्या डिफरेंस है? पार्ट 1 ऑफ माय क्वेश्चन. एंड पार्ट 2, व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ सत्संग?
Purpose of satsang? If somebody has this question to them, I would rather say nothing. If you are asking me, purpose of satsang is nothing. That is the space from which you have to come to satsang.
Oh.
If you have something in mind, I will get this, then you don't go to the satsang. Don't go. You are not going to get it.
This applies
But
both for
you
the
get,
singer and the satsangi, right?
of course. A singer is the first satsangi, then the audience. If the singer is not part of the satsang, they stand outside, then everybody is outside the satsang.
Correct.
Right? So there will be some, this is just like seva. When Gurudev says seva, the purpose of seva is nothing. You are not doing seva to get something. Whereas there are merits you are going to gain doing your seva also. That whether you like it or not is going to come to you. But again, if you are doing it for those merits, it's not seva. So for satsang to happen, why are you going home? Is there any answer to it? I'm meeting you on the street and I'm asking you, Digvijay, why you are going to your home today? Why can't you just stay here? What do you get at home? Home
because
is home.
after everything is done, I go home.
Home is home. No explanation,
home.
no description, no definition required for that. So you go to satsang just like that, because that is my place, I belong there. That is the reason I go there. The benefits of satsang, you experience it, and your experience is different from another person's experience. It could be very, various experiences of depending on the day. Every day it may not be the same. Every singer, every song, maybe the difference is experience is different. Yeah, Amrish, you want to ask?
Yeah, Anna. So in a satsang, throughout my whatever years I have been doing, I have seen that we have been following a particular sequence. But I wanted to ask you this, that is there any particular reason why we follow this particular sequence? And I remember there was some other sequence earlier, and now the sequence have little changes.
That's why I'm saying yes. The reason behind the particular sequence is Gurudev has said so.
And what is that sequence? We also would like to know, because there are many newcomers. They might not know what is the sequence that we follow. So
earlier satsang used to start with that Om Namah Shivaya, slow Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. That was the first song, the introductory song earlier. Then it used to end, sometimes it used to end with Shankaraya Mangalam, Shankaraya 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 Mangalam. Gurudev has instructed for some time do that like that. And later, I remember very clearly in Ganga Kutir, when we were just like 3 or 4 of us, and Gurudev was talking about something, and suddenly, without any connection to what we were speaking just before, we were discussing about, He suddenly said, now is the time to start with Ganesha. Done.
Wow.
Now is the time. The time has come that we start our satsangs with Ganesha, then Guru, then Shiva, then Devi or Krishna, Narayana, whatever. After that, or he used that word. It could be Devi, it could be Krishna or Narayana, or all those songs. So the first three songs are fixed: Ganesha, Guru, and then Shiva. I follow it to the T.
Wow.
Because I don't know. I don't know why it is said so, but I don't know who is saying it.
Okay.
So that is the reason I don't put any intellect into it, because you will not be able to find it, because the scriptures are full of information. If you want to get knowledge from the scriptures, you will only get confused, because there are contradictions also in the scriptures. There are matantar, different schools of thought. Some will say, this is good. Some other will say, like Gurudev says, soham, dasoham, sadasoham, all these multiple things, and you chant Om Namah Shivaya. Some will say Om Namo Naranaya. So the scriptures are not going to give you experiences. Experiences are when there is a Sadguru and your Guru's words are followed without using the intellect, whether it is good or bad. With that faith, it gives the experience, and that becomes a truth for you. Satsang is also same.
Wow.
Because Gurudev, when he says something, there is a sankalpa that is associated with that. The Prakriti has a sankalpa with that. It is just, he just says, he doesn't even need to say something, he can just have a thought in his mind. He has said that many times. When I was just, Gurudev was traveling, and then there was a dried lake, dirty lake, which has been used as a dumping place for all the garbage and all. He just looked at it, and some thought would have come into his mind. He says, after 1 week, the government started a project to clean the lake. So there is a sankalpa. When the Guru Vani comes, you just need to follow it, because the Prakriti is in charge of the word to fulfill, to put it into reality. You might not feel logically correct, or could you please guide the best practice of starting with slokas? One question is popping up. So should we take that now, or do you have anything
We will
else?
take later. Yeah, we will take all questions later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So मणिकंठा, एक और इसमें ही इसके रिलेटेड प्रश्न था कि what is the exact sequence from start till end 1 2 3 4 5 6, और उसमें कभी कभी कुछ अलग अलग एलिमेंट्स भी ऐड किए जाते हैं, कुछ दोहा ले लिया या कोई मेडिटेटिव सॉन्ग ले लिया, तो उसमें फिर वेरिएशन किस तरह से कर सकते?
You said that earlier, the satsangs have different flavors.
Yeah.
And where are the flavors? Tell me, what you see something which is flavored. खाने का फ्लेवर, अलग अलग खाना बना सकते हैं. पराठा भी अलग अलग फ्लेवर का बनता है. So where is the flavor?
It's in the ingredient.
It's the additional decorative thing. Otherwise also you can eat, you will get the nutrition from the same atta, same vegetable, same thing. The flavor makes it different, right? So like parathas are different flavors, satsang is also different flavors, and according to the flavors the songs will also be different. Simple logic. इसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, nothing difficult to understand. And the first three songs, why I am singing the first three songs as Gurudev has asked, is a condition with him. It's like a deal with him. Gurudev, I am singing these three songs, you take charge. I am following you. You have to rescue me when I am in danger. So I transfer the responsibility of the satsang to him. I'm doing your satsang, I'm not doing my satsang. And then later what happens in the process of doing the satsang? If I'm lost, I know I am lost, but I am there, he is there. Like जब हरि है तब मैं नहीं, मैं जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं. So that happens in the satsang. That's okay. It's also in his hands. I can only have a wish in my mind. So for having the wish, I need to have some eligibility. What is my eligibility? Follow the Guru Vani. And the flavors are different. You will feel it. You have a gut feeling. Whenever we are in the satsang as a lead singer, it is an effortless process. If it is effortful, then you recognize that you are putting too much of your head into it. Whereas satsang is a topic of the heart. You are not allowing the heart element too much, putting too much head into it. That becomes a little effort to make it different. और किसी ने कुछ किया उससे different बनाना चाह रहा है. There is no comparison. Actually, there is no two. There is in satsang you don't consider two at all, because it's all in the present moment. Now what is happening in this present moment? I'm here, and this is what I'm doing, and these are the people who are there, and I'm part of them, they are part of me. So it's an invitation, mutual invitation to participate in the moment. Satsang has to be in a flow like that in the moment. Then the flavor will come automatically. This is what I'm saying. Many a times you ask any singer, they would have prepared a list of songs. Amrish bata sakta hai. Prepared a list of songs in the mind also. And end of the day, you don't even know what song came when and how, why did you sing that. There is no question of why in satsang at all. Why? Why is the subject matter of intellect? Because we are totally transcending that level of intellect after sufficiently using it. I am not saying be a bevakoof in the satsang. Don't use your intellect at all. Sufficiently use your intellect and then allow it to be, allow your thoughts to transcend to the next level. It's a practice, Digvijay. I cannot have a course on how to do that. You cannot, like there are. You are not audible.
It actually comes with. It actually comes when we actually do it, start implementing it when we are conducting a satsang, and as and when we are doing it, it starts to develop, because our intention is that we have to transfer. And then, as you said, it's Guru Sankalpa, and in that Sankalpa, everything which is best for everyone will start to manifest. And that's how, like Manina said, no, we had a list of songs, but hardly that we could follow that list, and all these things happen.
वेरी ट्रू. जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं, मैं सबसे यही कहूंगा कि ये सेशन और भी चल रहा है. वी आर गोइंग टू आस्क मेनी क्वेश्चंस, बट डू शेयर इट ऑन योर WhatsApp and Facebook and everywhere. There is a link for registration for a detailed course on being best or better in your satsangs that you conduct or organize. मणियन्ना, इंटरनेशनली जितने भी लोग हमें देख रहे हैं अभी, उनके तरफ से भी ये काफी क्वेश्चन आ रहा है. There are many people who are watching it from other countries. What they should follow, because their bhajans are very different, very simple one-liners or like that. How much should be the time limit for one bhajan, or what they should follow when they are conducting those home weekly satsangs?
Yeah, there are satsangs, platforms are different, many different platforms. Online satsang is a separate activity in itself. Offline satsangs, when you used to just let's come to online satsang later on. But then when you conduct satsang at home with your people, only your people, you can break so many rules. After the 3 songs, Then the satsang, when the satsang happens, फरमाइश पे गाना, उठ के नाचना, नचाना, ये सब कर सकते हैं up to your requirement in the gathering. If it is like a 25, 30, 40 people or घर के लोग हैं. But if you are in public, it is public. You are not, they are not already feeling connected with you personally or on a personal level. So you have to have a code of conduct. Code of conduct in the sense, what I'm saying is, the satsang has to be, वो नियमित रूप से करना पड़ेगा हमको. For that, Gurudev suggests, in every public satsang, Gurudev suggests one standard thing. Don't stretch the song beyond the 3rd minute.
3 minutes only.
3 minutes. And who is saying this?
Gurudev. Yeah.
He is the propounder of art of living satsangs. He is the person who has started satsangs, and he knows the purpose of why he started the satsang. And in public, he says, and every singer, I've not even seen one singer who is comfortable with this 3-minute pattern of the song, because they have been habituated to singing it, stretching it, connecting it, medleys and different ragas and what all circus happen in a connected medley satsang. Don't ask me. So then, what people will enjoy it. They will start dancing and all. Then the singer feels all the more happy to continue the same practice. But he says 3 minutes. 3 मिनट में आपको वाइंड अप करना है, कम से कम 4 मिनट के अंदर खत्म करना है सॉन्ग in the public area, because there are so many things into it. I've done a lot of discussions in my mind with myself only. Why he insists upon 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. Sometimes he says 3 to 4. 3 he says, so that you can wind it up at 3.5 and 4 minutes time. 3 to 4 का मतलब वही है. And then why is this so? In a public satsang, there are people who are not connected with satsang also sitting there. There are first timers. Their minds are occupied with something already, and the span of attention for your attention span can deviate after some time. After 2-3 minutes time, the mind goes for a walk. And then you are outside the satsang, you are lost, you are not connected there. If you are not connected there, it just goes to the background. So try to follow this. Whenever I have tried this, we are not sitting there to satisfy the person's demand, sing more, sing more, sing more, sing more, sing more. Singing is only a tool. We are getting drifted away from the purpose of the satsang when we are stretching the songs. Singing, Gurudev once said very beautifully, मस्ती ही नहीं है सत्संग का उद्देश्य. मस्ती नहीं है नहीं बोला, not only मस्ती. Masti is only an element. Different elements of a satsang, one element is masti, because that burns all your the seeds of your unhappiness. If you are in masti, if you are dancing, you cannot be sad and celebrate. Celebration brings happiness, joy. So masti is one aspect, but there is some other elements, some deeper elements also into it. So when you are होश होके जोश में आना ठीक नहीं होगा शायद. This is how I can understand. होश में जोश होश के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है, तो that is useful for you even after the satsang. नहीं तो you just get tired. समझ रहे हैं ना?
जी.
Yeah. So Maniana, from micro to let's go a little bit to macro. How important do you think the outside things, for example, the satsang stage setting, the sound, or the background, the visuals? How important? How much importance should one give for these things while conducting a public satsang?
And
Again,
what practices we should follow also while doing that?
Sorry?
And what practices we should follow while having a setup, right? sound and music and all that.
I
What
would
that what you
go for a proper setup. I would go for a proper, setup has got its value. Why should you wear good nice dress? And why should you have different dress with different dress code in different occasions? Why should you have different types of vegetables in your food? आज कुछ खाया वही खा लो, उसका nutritional side is all right. Tomorrow also, every vegetable can provide you protein and other things. Why not the same vegetable every day? Because there is something called relevance. It has to be relevant. The setting has to be relevant with the thing. If it is why Gurudev started Sumeru Sandhya? People were not getting connected with the relevance of the program. The first meeting that happened with Gurudev, he called all the singers in the ashram. After one satsang, he just suddenly called everybody. So I was there. I don't know if Amrish was there at that time or the first
I was there in the
meeting.
ashram. I was not in the meeting, but I was there in the ashram.
Yeah. Then Gurudev said, start a proper satsang, professional satsang pattern. And then he only named it Sumeru Sandhya, because there was one or two Sumeru Sandhyas that had happened in Art of Living with professional singers and all. It was all with professional singers. So he wanted that quality to come. Anything professional requires a little bit of understanding about the whole thing. Shabby nahi rehna chahiye. So I support that. Sound system. कोई भी साउंड सिस्टम लगा के सत्संग कर लो. People are not that technically educated to understand this sound system is going wrong. That is why I'm not able to enjoy. Again, the organizer and the singer takes the toll. At home, I would rather say, if it is a small group, do not use any sound system. I always suggest, when the satsangs go haywire here in the ashram, I suggest to the admin, we have done that also. Let us have satsang in Buddha hall or Mahavir hall without mic. Let's see how the satsang is. Let's taste the satsang. But if you are keeping a mic system, it has to be proper according to the requirement of the satsang. And Gurudev wants all our public satsangs to be rated at the level of a professional concert. That is why Sumeru Sandhya was formulated. His instructions were that our singers, our content is not nothing less than what is available in the market. Our singers are nothing less than the professional singers out there. So we have to give them, उसको थोड़ा सा मान देना अच्छा रहेगा, सम्मान देना. वो सम्मान के साथ करेंगे तो उसका अच्छा रहेगा. Everybody will get connected there. If all the areas where it can be a challenge for getting people together is a huge task. Yeah. You and I know it. All of us know it. Getting people together, because they have 100 different choices at home, sitting in front of the TV. There are so many hundreds of channels and internet and whatnot, right? So getting people outside the comfort of their home, come to a marketplace, public place where they feel strange, not feeling at home. Making them feel at home is the task in satsang.
True.
For that, there are so many challenging aspects. It's not only the singer and the quality of the singer. The setting is very important, but I say it should justify the purpose. You don't spend lakhs of rupees just like that, and so many different types of instruments, like a public show, like 100 instruments, and we enjoy it, but then it will be only noise. Basic minimum has to be there. I'm happy to do a satsang with a harmonium and a dholak. I'm happy to do it. Any type of satsang, anywhere. But if you have the organizer asks, one or two more instruments, because that is they are used to, then I agree. Okay, then call somebody like that. The basic minimum. And the sound system specifications have to be looked into. The type of mic which we use for this, it doesn't cost you much in that way. बहुत ज़्यादा ये शादियों जैसे बनाने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. Of course, if you are inviting some chief guests like the governor of the state or chief minister or some minister or the politicians or luminaries, then you can, to honor them, you need to have a setting. Why do we decorate our home when some guest comes home? Same reason, not for the satsang singer, for the माहौल बनाने के लिए, depending on the situation you go for, and depending on the weight of your pocket, go for it, which is justifiable.
Okay.
दिग्विजय,
ये थोड़ा से और क्वेश्चंस ले लेते हैं मणियन्ना.
कितना टाइम लगेगा अभी? Because I have another
देखते हैं.
appointment coming up.
Yes. So we'll take few questions and we will again go for part 2. Probably next Sunday we can take all other questions. We will take, let's say, 5 more questions.
5 more questions will take half an hour maybe, depending on this question.
So you answer accordingly.
Okay.
You answer accordingly.
Okay. Let's have a second part. Part 2.
The fifth question can be a rapid fire question. You can pass you can say pass for the questions which requires detailed, or you can just say part 2. So we can take all those questions part 2. First question, Manikantan, there are earlier for, as you said, for singers, satsang singers, the biggest challenge is to make them feel at home, or that's the biggest strength probably. क्योंकि अपना आवाज कैसा भी हो फिर भी दिल खोल के गाना, और हम कैसे भी दिखे लोगों को नाचना, ये करने का जो क्षमता है आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग सत्संग सिंगर में है, और विच रिक्वायर्स दैट बैरियर ऑफ ईगो टू यू नीड टू क्रॉस दैट बैरियर ऑफ ईगो. ऑनलाइन सत्संग में ये सब नहीं हम कर पाते क्योंकि सामने से फीडबैक ही नहीं है हमें क्या करना है. अगर कोई सिंगर गा रहे हैं, सामने लोग गा रहे नहीं गा रहे पता नहीं. अच्छा, आप यू कांट इवन कीप देयर माइक ऑन क्योंकि वो लैग होता है सबकी वीडियोस. सो यू कैन, व्हाट आर योर टिप्स फॉर ऑनलाइन सत्संग? एंड अमरीश माइट ऐड फ्यू. Manikantan, from your side.
Online satsangs are online. I said you cannot compare it with the offline satsangs, the normal satsangs. ऑनलाइन सत्संग में बहुत सारे चैलेंज, अभी भी देखो इसमें इंटरनेट का प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, एंड यू मे बी सिंगिंग ना आ रा आ या ना आ, ऐसा सुनाई देगा. मैं अभी ऐसा ही गाया, लेकिन वो जब ठीक से गाता हूँ तो भी ऐसा सुनाई देता है, एंड उसमें मज़ा कम आता है. वो दोस्त चैलेंजेस आर देयर. But you know, Digvijay, one beautiful thing about Art of Living Satsangs is, if you are doing a satsang in line with Gurudev's intention, he makes sure a certain percentage of experience in that, whether you sing right or wrong. The सबसे खराब सत्संग में भी मिनिमम गारंटी तो है ही उसमें. The person with faith takes a step forward to switch on their Zoom or whatever platform they're using, StreamYard or whatever it is. That is their willingness to participate in the satsang. That is enough for Gurudev to bring them as an experience. तो मेरे सत्संग में मुझे ऐसा कोई भी कंसर्न नहीं रहता है, whether they have a good internet connection or not. At least the mind will be captured in the Zoom for some time, and that's a very big, huge break for the otherwise chattering and wandering mind. That break, one little break itself, is going to give them a very big difference. And ऊपर से आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग सत्संग है, उसमें मौजूदगी गुरुदेव का है, और हम भी भोले भाव से पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं उसमें. ये सब is going to be like a combination of how it has to be. Like how is it happening in the courses? Now, is any participant complaining? Those who have done your offline courses, if they are doing your online course, in advanced courses it happens so many times. People are like, they have gone to the same depth of experience online also. Challenges are there. For that you need to have a proper technical tips in the sense how to set your link your Zoom connection with your audio system, and what kind of system you can use. All these are a separate thing altogether. I can share on another occasion what I use for my satsangs, and that's a different issue. Technical side is a different issue, but you said one more thing: standing up and dancing and switching off the speakers. See, we don't need a feedback. I tell people, I encourage to encourage people to participate. I tell them, I'm not getting your voice, I'm not getting your participation. That is only for participation, not to hear their voice or anything. Because what are you going to hear? You are not going to hear anything clearly. So I have to make sure that they are participating. That itself is enough. If they are participating, their mics muted, you are singing like Tansan's guru, not like Tansan. I'm not comparing it, but still that simile याद आ रहा है इसलिए. If you are singing as you are singing, see, I have said this in other things, other occasions also. With Gurudev physically sitting in front of me, without Gurudev on my public satsangs, without Gurudev, I don't feel big difference in the bhav or experience. I don't feel big difference because my purpose, if I'm clear about my purpose, and if I know what I'm supposed to do, how I'm conducting myself in a satsang, that is it. Don't worry, you can sing. Now in ashram satsangs we are having lockdown period, Thursday satsangs online, no? The front, in front of the people, the stage, there are only cameramen and the keyboard, the cameraman and the computer technicians, 3-4 of them, at a distance. They are not participating in satsang. How does it matter then? And people are getting experience in the Thursday satsang. I get a lot of this thing, messages saying, you brought us back to ashram. आश्रम में बैठ के जैसे लग रहा था, ये सब. That is, yeah.
Even I
So
feel, no, when you guys sing and I'm sitting and listening to you on
same
screen,
experience, same experience.
and then it's up to you to sing. I mean, you sit and you
Yeah.
sing. In fact, sometimes it's better. You are not conscious कि कोई मेरे को सुन लेगा तो क्या होगा. For a non-singer, you can just sit in your room and आराम से sing, आराम से dance.
I would rather say online satsang, the singer is more free because there is nobody to judge you in front of you. You can be myself. कोई पूछ नहीं, भरमाइश नहीं है, कोई किसी को ताली नहीं बजाना है, कोई गाली नहीं देंगे. सब कुछ आपके ऊपर है.
So you can just do your hand movements and you can be in the full bhava and you can sing on your own as a participant. You can just follow the singer.
आत्मा राम, आत्मा राम, आत्मा में रमन हो सकता है.
Wow.
So I know I got a message from Mani Bhaiya's team that people are waiting for his next appointment. So Amrish, कोई आखिरी प्रश्न आपके तरफ से या next session में करें?
Yeah, I think Maniana has covered major of the questions that we had actually decided to ask. But there are few more questions, but I think because of the time constraint, we need to take a part 2.
So,
and I will be more than happy to be part of it again. Yeah, Maniana, part 2 of this sessions
will do.
Must, because there are so many amazing questions that we really want the answers of from you. Yeah.
So part 2 will be on 29th of November, 8 o'clock. We'll have part 2. Or many of you have joined our WhatsApp groups and you have posted your questions. We have almost around 50-60 questions, probably really good, unique questions, which we have shortlisted. We will try to take maximum of them in part 2. हम part 2 में बहुत सारे प्रश्न लेंगे. आप लोगों के भी प्रश्न आप जो पूछ रहे हो, हम सब देख रहे हैं. डॉक्टर मणिकंठन जी भी देख रहे हैं, हमको दिखते हैं आपके कमेंट्स. हम उन सारे प्रश्नों को भी नेक्स्ट पार्ट में लेंगे. आपको ये सेशन कैसा लगा जरूर लिखना. आपको डॉक्टर मणिकंठन जी का जो जीवन का प्रवास कैसा रहा, उन्होंने इतने सारे भजन जो कंपोज किए हैं, उस कंपोजिशन के पीछे का हिस्ट्री क्या है, वो सब अगर आपको देखना है, आप श्री श्री गुरुग्रेव स्टोरी चैनल पे उनके 4 पार्ट्स में इंटरव्यूज है, उसको जरूर देखना. जिन लोगों को लगता है कि they would like to learn these fundamentals of good satsang practices, तो वो सब लोग ज्वाइन करना. जिनके पास अभी बस इंट्रोडक्शन करने के लिए समय है, वीकेंड कोर्स करने के लिए समय है, they can join with Amrish. Amrish, when is it happening?
Sorry?
Date? When is it happening? The weekend dates क्या है आपके?
Yeah,
Weekend session की?
it's December 9th and 10th.
December
Sorry,
9th
sorry,
and 10th.
sorry.
No, no.
12th and 13th of December. That's on the weekends.
12th and 13th of December. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
आप जरूर
Saturday
देखना और
we'll do
उसके
it
रजिस्टर
Saturday evening and Sunday morning. Yeah. Timing we
सैटरडे
will share.
इवनिंग से
Once you register, the timings we can share.
या एंड अगर किसी को थोड़ा सा एडजस्ट करना हो, कोई इंटरनेशनल सो वो बोल रहे कि हमको रात को वी नीड इट इन द इवनिंग टाइम, देन वी कैन आल्सो एडजस्ट अकॉर्डिंगली. वी विल डिसाइड द फाइनल टाइम ऑन सैटरडे. देयर इज अ लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन, यू कैन चेक द लिंक. डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक है, उसको चेक करना. पूरे उसमें डिटेल्स दिए हुए है, क्या है कैसा है. और आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग एकेडमी ऑफ परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट्स की तरफ से बहुत इन डेप्थ आपको बहुत अच्छे से सत्संग सिंगर बनाने का ट्रेनिंग जो शुरू करने जा रहे हैं डॉक्टर मणिकंठन जी के माध्यम से. तो उसमें आपको अप्लाई करना होगा. इस कंडीशन इज यू नीड टू अप्लाई. यू कैन गो ऑन दैट फॉर्म. अमरीश का इज लाइक ओपन फॉर ऑल. जो भी एंथु है अभी वो सब उसके लिए कर सकते हैं. तो हु आर ऑल्सो सत्संगीज इन योर लोकल चैप्टर, वो भी एनरोल कर लीजिए ताकि एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग आ जाए. डॉक्टर मणिकंठन जी के साथ और उनके टीम के साथ अगर आपको ट्रेनिंग करना है तो आपको अप्लाई करना है. उसके बाद आपको फोन आएगा, आपका इंटरव्यू होगा. इंटरव्यू में शॉर्टलिस्ट होने के बाद आपको आगे के आपके जो भी ट्रेनिंग डिटेल्स है, थोड़ा सा वो लंबा होगा, तो 3 महीना या उससे ज्यादा भी हो सकता है. सो ही तो दैट वो इंटरव्यू में सिलेक्ट अगर आप हो गए तो आपको नेक्स्ट डिटेल्स मिलेंगे. तो
So
दोनों
नहीं भी सिलेक्ट होंगे तो भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Maybe so if you are not selected, maybe it's time for you to gain little bit more knowledge about it. And
नहीं,
then
इसमें सिलेक्शन से ज़्यादा मैं ये वर्ड यूज़ करूँगा, कैटेगराइज किया जाएगा उनको. क्योंकि you cannot put two different sizes in one packet like that. It is like not going to work together. ऐसा बोलते हैं ना, एक छोटे बुल को और बड़े बुल को एक साइड दोनों साइड में बांध के गाड़ी चलाना हो तो बिल्कुल नहीं चलेगा. तो सबके लिए कैटेगराइज करके उनको अलग अलग ग्रुप में बना देंगे. We can put them all into different groups according to their requirement. This is, I mean, don't feel that I'm small or big or anything. Everybody has music. If you are a human being, you have music for sure. तो वो फाइंड आउट करने के लिए आपको रास्ता अलग देखना पड़ेगा. वो रास्ता हम देखते हैं, साथ में कोशिश करते हैं कौन से रास्ते में चलना है.
ब्यूटीफुल. और जितने भी सत्संग ऑर्गेनाइजर्स है, म्यूजिशियंस है, सब लोग अमरीश का ट्रेनिंग जरूर आप कर लेना. नेक्स्ट संडे मिलेंगे हम, और हम प्लान कर रहे हैं आलाप के साथ एवरी मंथ 1 या 2 बार मिलके इसी तरह से और ज्यादा टिप्स हम शेयर करते जाए, और ज्यादा गुड सत्संग प्रैक्टिसेस हम शेयर करते जाए, ताकि जितने भी लोग आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग का सत्संग सुन रहे हैं वो एक उनको और अच्छा अनुभव हम दे सके, गुरुदेव की कृपा का अनुभव हम और दे सके. इसी चैनल पे हम लाइव करेंगे, श्री श्री गुरुग्रह स्टोरीज चैनल पे. तो उसको आप सब्सक्राइब कर लेना और आलाप का फेसबुक पेज को जाके लाइक कर लेना. एंड देयर इज एन ऐप. ये सारी जो चीजें है ना, ये एक ही ऐप में हमने डाल दी है ताकि यूट्यूब पे कई सारे डिस्ट्रैक्शंस भी आ जाते हैं. तो ऐप है gurugracestories.com. gurugracestories.com पे आप जाइए. देयर आर सो मेनी गुरु स्टोरीज शेयर्ड बाय डॉक्टर मणिकंठन जी एंड so many other things, जैसे सत्संग के ऊपर जो गुड सत्संग प्रैक्टिसेस का भी प्लेलिस्ट होगा. थैंक यू डॉक्टर मणिकंठन जी. थैंक यू अमरीश. आई विल सी यू नेक्स्ट संडे ऑन 29th 8 o'clock in the evening IST. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you Digvijay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All of you who are
Amrish.
watching, all of you who are watching, share this post with maximum people, share this video with maximum people, and do check out the enrollment form. Thank you. Jai Guru.